Really big game. The winner of this series will play later today against Deer. Now that's not a pretty foresight for anyone, but maybe, you know.
Oh man. Oh man. All right, let's go ahead and hop into game because the players are live and it is time to get with it. There they are in the booths. And here they are in the game, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Belshire Vestige. He is Vortix. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, his opponent, the blue Protoss, who has just put his first pylon in his main base, E.G. Oz. So gateway opening is in the cards.
No beautiful moving animation for us. I'm all set now.
It's okay. He has other opportunities to move the audience. This might not actually be a gateway opening. It might be Nexus first, or maybe it's a gateway opening. That probe's going out the scout.
Might be an old school parting when he puts the Forge in his base and then still does an Immortal all in.
The Soul Train cometh.
Well, we know that he's capable of it, and he has an excellent Soul Train, a very, very good one. I would like to tell everyone once more that, of course, this is a big tournament event. There is so much money on the line, $150,000 in total, $40,000 for the winner of this tournament. But both Vortix and us are still in the running to make it to BlizzCon as well. Now, it's going to be very tough. Vortix is going to have to win this tournament. You know, it's hard, but it's still possible. Oz, on the other end, needs to finish top 4. If Oz makes it to the semifinals of this tournament, he will qualify for BlizzCon. Obviously, very important. Big tournament coming up. That's just something that is perhaps in the back of the mind of these players, that there is still that hope. Because we've got a lot of players here that already qualified for BlizzCon, which is not the case for these two.
It's a big hope. And guys, if you want to follow that race to BlizzCon, you can do it over at the StarCraft2.com/WCS portal. StarCraft2.com/WCS, where you can see all the VODs, download some of the great replays, and of course, follow the BlizzCon point standings.
Yep. Canada, man.
Canada.
You got a little stuck there, so I decided.
Was I floundering again? Gosh, it happens so often. I just like having an excuse to say Canada. Hatchery is down for Vortix, and once more, he's getting a pretty quick gas, Kev. Not as fast as Derelict, I don't think, but still quite quick.
It's going to be a one-gate fast expand for us, and I'm curious to see how he's going to follow this up. Maybe put a Stargate in his wall off. It's kind of hard to say what he's going to do up this point. Really quick warp gate technology.
I think Vortix just wants a quick link speed because of the gateway opening. It's going to give him some.
I can't blame him at all, and I would definitely play very safe against us on Belshire. Belshire, one of the more popular maps for the two-base all-ins, because it's pretty easy to drop good force fields on this map.
Here comes the expansion from Oz. Going down.
This is actually going to be a little bit annoying. I don't think the Mothership Core is out yet. There is a single Stalker.
The luckiest probe on Earth.
Oh, if he picks up this pylon, that's going to supply block Oz for quite a while. Nice micro there by Vortix.
Beautiful Ling micro, and pylon will be taken out. And
those are the small things, but that helps a lot, because now the whole wall off is delayed quite a bit. And now that's something that Oz doesn't really have to worry about, but that's not something he knows. For all he knows, 20 additional speed links are on the way, so he might be panicking a bit soon and dropping our gates, which is a waste of resources, which is a minor victory for Vortix.
Also delayed quite a bit was Ling speed, because while Vortix was microing, he was not starting that upgrade. He actually mined 28 extra gas and was quite a bit late getting that started up, so should not be a big deal. But
do you think Lynx can squeeze through here?
I highly doubt it.
Okay, there's a lot of surface area on this building though, so without a photon overcharge, it's going to be a little dicey to defend against a lot of speed links if that would be the case. But
to me, this wall is just begging for roaches to come break it down.
Yeah, it's a weird wall because this pylon is so off place.
Yeah. It'll be tough to put a cannon in a spot that actually covers it all.
Vortix getting close to scouting the Stargate, but he's not actually
loves
there.
Cannons.
Vortix doesn't know yet about the Stargate, man. Now, it's not the end of the world, but it would have been very nice for Vortix to scout it immediately. Then again, even when you scout a Stargate on Belshire, we saw it early today with Genius against Jadong. It doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you can prepare yourself for a macro game. This is still a map that's just excellent for so many two-base all-ins.
Vortix trying so hard to get a good scout. Overlord gets deep into the main base, but is still not going to see what's up. Maybe if the one in the natural was sent now, he'd be able to spot that Stargate, but I don't think so, Kev. And this has been
Oh, he was so close.
very nicely hidden thus far. Vortix will sack his second Overlord. Will it get there in time?
Well, I don't think it will, but maybe the Phoenix is going to reveal itself. He's already throwing down
It's so
Spore
close.
Crawlers.
He
Okay,
sees
there
it.
it
He
goes.
sees it. He sees the Stargate, so he knows what he's up against. And
Do you think he was throwing down those spores for Stargate play?
I
or
think he
for-
was throwing down those spores because he hadn't seen anything yet,
Yeah.
and he just knew that they would cover his bases.
Well, he might have been worried about Dark Templars as well because he didn't see
Yep.
anything yet. But
That
those
would've-
spores are going to help quite a bit. He's going to go up to 3 bases. So far, so good for Vortix, you could say. He's in a reasonable economy. They're even in workers, but the spore crawls are already down. There is a little bit of creep spread. Not too many Overlords are out of position. It's going to be hard for us to go up to 3 bases.
I really wonder how Vortix is planning to play this out. We see the Roach Warren is down. The Evo Chamber is down as well.
I think it depends a lot on how Aussie decides to play this one out, Ben.
Oh, Lings into the natural, but they're not going to get through. Zealot is in the wall to hold the line. And if I had to make a prediction, I think we're going to see Vortix playing another Roach Hydra game.
First additional gates going down. Still probes in production, so maybe Aussie decides to drop the robotics facility soon. I kind of like this position for Vortix, though. I felt he hasn't really taken a lot of damage from the Phoenixes. The third base from Oz is going to be pretty late regardless. Now, a 9-minute third base is not very late, but still, you know, it's not the 7-minute third base we see pros players get away with pretty often.
That is true. Wow, Vortix is still pretty low on drones. Only 55 workers out on the map, and he's producing roaches already.
Things. Okay, 9-minute mark while having Phoenix opening and also dropping a robo. That's still all pretty quick, so definitely not bad news if you're in Australia.
That was such a key scout for Vortix, Kev. When he saw that Nexus go down at the last second, he was able to start up 12 drones. And this was coming as he was also starting to produce roaches. He wasn't sure. He was getting those safety roaches, then he got that great scout. And he's now able to populate that third base. He's going to have a strong 3-base economy. Hydra Den finishing up, so we will be Roach Hydra once more from Vortix.
I'm curious to see when he's going to make units. He's going to go up to 70 workers. I love that Oz drops the Robo Bay immediately. He's probably worried about some sort of Hydra timing. But since Vortix played it safe, and I can't blame him for that at all because it's such a good 2-base all-in map, you can't just blindly go up to 65 drones, even when you would really like to. I think that Oz bought enough time for himself to get at least the Colossus out and keep that third base alive, and then we're going to have an interesting PvZ on our hands.
Some great Phoenix harassment there, Kev. He's picked off 7 drones, killed
Oh
a
my
queen,
God.
a couple Overlords.
He's killed 23 units and has lost nothing.
Wow. He lost 50 minerals, I guess, for canceling a building.
Yeah, he cancelled the pylon
Yeah.
earlier.
Perfect game so far for Oz then, Kev, as we see the creep spread making its way forward for Vortix. He's got 3 paths of creep spread unfolding. Hydra production has begun in full force. 9 Hydras on the way right now, 8 already out. So we will be seeing Vortix getting at least a little bit aggressive sometime soon. Colossus production also underway for Oz.
Still going to be hard for him to be truly aggressive, though, with the first Colossus already on the way. I'm not sure if we're ever going to find ourselves in a scenario where a Roach Hydra attack without Vipers can work. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's very difficult to attack in the Colossi ever, period. Even with Vipers, it can be hard.
I mean, these Phoenixes are still a very big threat as well. They can pick up Hydras one by one, as Hydras die extremely quick when they're isolated from the rest of the Zerg army.
I think it's so mean that not only do the Phoenixes lift the units, but they flip them over multiple times. So that way, if they ever do land, they're very dizzy.
This has been a very sick game so far for Oz. He killed 30 units, lost absolutely nothing. Spire goes down as well.
Maybe for Corruptors. Maybe he just wants to go Roach Hydra Corruptor.
Nothing wrong with that. A little
Do it
bit old school. Phoenixes
God,
take
these
damage.
Phoenixes have been so good this game, Kevin. Fool, they still don't fall. Oz has still not lost a single unit, incredibly.
Still, this army is not big enough for Vortix to really threaten this Colossus, though. Good force fields here by Oz, and Micro with the Colossus. Great force field.
Try to focus down the Colossus, but it ain't gonna happen. And a great engagement for Oz, just rips to shreds this Zerg army. He trades, what, a couple Zealots and a Stalker for so many Hydras. What
I think he killed 8-9 Hydras there. I think that attack was just, you know, it wasn't not really going to work regardless.
Ill-fated attack. Oz has been 6 times as cost effective as Vortix has been this game. 600 resources lost to 3,600 resources
Look at Oz.
lost.
He's also producing additional Phoenix, perhaps anticipating a Muda switch. I'm not sure if he even knows about the Spire.
Oh,
there are
wow.
8 Corruptors on the way. He's going to pick up 4 additional Hydras.
This is getting very scary for Vortix, Kevin, as the Army of Oz approaching critical mass, and the Army of Vortix, quite frankly, is not the kind of army I would want to be fighting this with. Phoenix will fall to some Hydra fire, but the Gateway Colossus army is already good against Roach Hydra.
Those Corruptors might be able to save the day, though. 8 Corruptors and 1 Colossus is already a little bit low on HP, so if those Corruptors right-click on the Colossus, and it's just Hydras against Gateway units and Phoenixes, I'm kind of starting to believe in it again, but I do agree that Oz has already put himself in a fantastic position, and if he doesn't overextend, it's going to be hard for Oz to, you know...
It does come down to the Corruptor usage. If the Corruptors are A-moved and they're shooting at Phoenixes, that's going to be bad. If they do manage to take out these Colossi, that is very good. Here come those Corruptors. Where are the Phoenixes? They're not in the mix at all. Mothership Core, the first thing to fall. And Stalkers are going to blink underneath, and this is not the best engagement for Vortix once more. Has he killed a single Colossus? One Colossus is finally going to go down.
He killed one of them already, but there were 3, and that might have just been a little too much. 1 Colossus will survive after 8 Corruptors went down, and if once a Colossus survives, Ben, it's bad news if you're a Zerg player.
Oh, man, and Vortix falling down below 130 supply. Oz is going to, Vortix is going to tap out, wow. Oz was pushing forward to certain victory, and Vortix realized it. Good game, the call. And
if you don't have a massive economy as a Zerg player, it's just impossible to take a bet. Or like you're not in a position to take a bad fight, and losing those first Hydras that already made it a very, very tough task for Vortix to come back, because he never had an insane economy, he never had a massive economic lead. So if you throw away 7, 8, 9 Hydras, it's going to be very hard to make the next fight go your way. But I must say, that was fantastic Phoenix control by Oz, though, throughout the entire